What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my review for P Valley Season 1, Episode 1, Perpetrating. And the P stand for Punani. Okay, now this is a very new show on the STARZ Network, and it's sort of like a TV version of the Players Club, except it's not very funny. It's kind of bringing a realism to the women that live this life. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and bang that bell. I'm trying to get 30K subs, and please, if you enjoy my reviews, hit that like. Let's get into it now. We see that it's some type of major event or something, because it's all type of flood and stuff, and we see this woman and she's going through luggage, finds this ID. We don't know if it's her or what. She's on the bus, and then she just gets off the bus and just walks off, and the bus driver like, where you going, girl? And then we see the lady, and she's changing her hair, and now she's at this club called Pank, and this is one of them hood clubs. You got women, this is what they call with the bullet hole gunshot wound strippers, but we see that they actually putting in work. She got a busted head. She said somebody had their drink on the stage, she fell, whatever. So now we see the young lady from the beginning, who is Autumn Night. We later learn her name, and she trying to get in, but it's 30 for women, 20 for men. She say, well, take this 20 and I give you my email. He said, take your fake Beyonce looking ass on over there. He wasn't trying to play, and that dude looked like Drake on steroids. Now, she saw it was a $50 big booty contest, so she went in. We later see that Drake on steroids, more like roid rage. He don't play. He tossing people out left and right if they get too handsy. We later introduced to the main person of the club named Uncle Clifford, and we see that it ain't all sweet in Mayberry, and he got to give the cops a bag of cash to keep things cool. Now, he trying to get the ladies' info for the big booty contest, and they come up on her. She say Autumn Night. They like, oh, okay, you sounding all poetic. She actually wasn't dressed for it, so she had to get dressed right. We see the star of the club is this woman named Mercedes, but she gave him a little note talking about Mercedes' last dance, and she about to retire. Uncle Clifford was a little sad when he heard that news. We didn't know why though. Later we see at the big booty contest that Autumn Night is doing her thing, but that she got flashbacks of some traumatic incidents, and it's really haunting her. But nevertheless, she did her thing, shook what she mama gave her, won, and then she talking about, how do I work here? Do I fill out an application? And so everybody laughed. Mercedes tried to throw a little hate, but he said, hey, actually, you don't fill out an app, but it is an opening. And what you worried about it for? Ain't you leaving? So Mercedes a little shook, you know what I'm saying? Because it's competition. It's some new blood. Everybody afraid of a cute yellow girl with a big booty. That's competition, you know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with the competition. So he gave out the little slip talking about what you worried about it for anyway. You out the door. And her friends didn't know, so she was salty. Later we see Autumn Night in the room getting drunk by herself, looking at a picture of a young girl. When she spilled her drink on it, she was like hurt bad, so I'm assuming that's her daughter or something. So she got a lot of trauma going on. And later we see it's a church scene, and we see that Mercedes is there, and all shows she's there, she not really feeling it, and she get up and walk out even though she gave some money. And Mercedes is strapped. Even Junior had to look, because I mean, oh my goodness. Now, the thing about the Dirty Delta where they are is it's a one-horse town, literally. But for some reason, they making a lot of money, but Uncle Clifford is mismanaging it because he behind on the mortgage, and it seemed that they tired of it. And you see the lady running it, she ain't trying to hear it no more, and he gave him and raised a little fuss and when he was on the way out. Now we see Mercedes, and it sounds like she talking to our military or something about what they need to do. And we see she talking to some girls, and she like training young girls to be cheerleaders or something. And then her mama show up puffing on the vapors. She got the vapors, and then she talking about, I can't believe you and your booty money, but everything was all good when she took a little piece of that booty money. Meanwhile, we see that Uncle Clifford, instead of trying to figure out another way to come up with the money, he raising up the prices on what the girls gotta pay and they percentages. So all the girls salty. They talking about Mercedes ain't paying out her fair cut on Mercedes Sunday. So she get up talking about, well, I'm about to bring it down this Sunday, so don't worry. And then we see this new character, Quinn, from Power. She's in the show, and she's in an abusive relationship, and her name is Keyshawn, aka Miss Mississippi. And so then we see Uncle Clifford drop some game on her, talking about don't let nobody mess with your money maker, girl, and you need to get out of that relationship, basically. And so we'll see what she ends up doing. Now later we see these group of dudes pull up in the Hummer. They want to be rappers, they local celebrities, and he trying to get in, and you see Royd Rage ain't trying to have it. And we see that this rapper name is Lil Murder, and he decided to get back at the back of the line. That line wasn't actually that long. And so we see inside that Uncle Clifford gonna make Mercedes mentor the new girl. And so she like, I ain't doing that. She say, unless you gonna trade places with me and babysit. So she ended up taking her under her wing reluctantly. Meanwhile, we see in the back Miss Mississippi, aka Keyshawn, breastfeeding her baby. And then we see Drake wannabe Royd Rage. He's sitting there and he like, hey, look, I could take care of that. And so we see dude ain't no punk. He ain't got no problem with it. And he catch a body, and she like, hey, look, I don't want you to catch no more bodies. And she pretty much was doing the right thing, because even though dude is wrong, she don't want that murder on her conscience. Later we see Little Murder, and he going around thinking he the man, throwing up money or whatever in the air, and he see Miss Mississippi, and I mean, she do got some skills. I mean, damn, I don't know if that's really her or what, but yeah, she was doing the damn thing. And so he in the VIP, and he spots Mercedes. He tell her to come, and he's showing her the bag of money. She like, that ain't nothing but 2, 3, 4 bands. You know, you need this, you need that. He like, damn, it's like that? Well, if it's like that, maybe I'm gonna get her. And so she see that, the competition creeping up. And she like, you know what? How about this? I do this and do that, and maybe, maybe both of us. He like, yeah, okay. So she supposed to be getting 4 bands, but she end up telling her, we about to get 2, 1 for you, 1 for me. So she was in turn gonna keep 3 and only give her 1. But we see that Autumn Night wasn't, comfortable with that. But she say, hey, look, you supposed to be under my wing. Now you better come on and make this money. So reluctantly she go. They start doing the little show. They doing their little thing and showing the little tickle bitties. This one dude start getting a little too excited. He get a little too handsy. And so while he getting handsy, we see Drake want to be Royd Rage. He right there at the moment's notice, ready to toss. And she like, no, everything copacetic. And so he end up being cool. Now we see later she in the extra VIP room, the VIP. And then Little Murder trying to get her to listen to his music. She like, I ain't playing this on my show. I can't shake my booty to this. He like, what? She like, I ain't messing with you. I got music integrity. And that was something I would have never thought I'd have heard. But anyway, so while Autumn Night by herself, Mr. Handsy Pants then came and got handsy again. So they end up getting thrown out. While they getting thrown out, Lil Murder trying to find what's going on. He bump into, the boss man. And he like, hey, I was trying to find, the girl, Shorty, tell her, I apologize. And he like, Uncle Clifford like, come here. And they come into the separate room because he couldn't hear. And Lee like, so what's your name? He like, Lil Murder. He like, oh, that's all you do is little murders? He like, no, I got something big to murder. And so next thing you know, we see they moving on some next level. Now, meanwhile, Autumn Night is out in the back, and she, going through some things, traumatized by what happened. And we see little weirdo Peepy Tom over here, and he come over there and come holler at her, and she like, kind of defensive. This dude got a camera. He kind of looking suspicious, and he kind of, pretty much was seeming like a regular dude. And she had tried to see if he wanted to smoke. She like, nah. And she like, you want to come inside? He like, nah, I don't need no more vices. And so they exchanged names, but he ain't really try to come at her, so she kind of liked that. Meanwhile, we see Uncle Cliff then gave the DJ the music a little murder. And the DJ like, man, this Mercedes special mix, I ain't messing with that. And so he basically told him put it on. So when Mercedes come on and the music playing, she stop and just mean mug shorty so quick, he changed the music. He like, remix. And Mercedes come out doing her thing. And boy, I'm gonna tell you, it's the reason why it's called Mercedes Sundays, okay? And one thing that while she was doing that, you see her mama in the audience, and it kind of threw her off. She wasn't expecting that. And we see later out in the parking lot, mama is like, you know, please save this hoe, and you out there, people giving you they rent money and car notes, and you taking it and this and that, and she putting her down. But once she gave her that money, mama stopped crying, got up and walked on and got on the good foot. Meanwhile, we see later, she over here talking to the DJ, talking about what the hell was that playing the music. He like, talk to your boss. And then she look at Uncle Clifford, and he like, here's that money from Little Murder. And so she give the money to her, and Autumn Night then counted it up. She done already corrected a couple people on their grammar. Now they show that she can count and break down percentages, so they kind of thinking she bougie stuck up. Meanwhile, Mercedes show, they like, how you show on Mercedes Sunday? And they said, oh, your mama done came at you with that Jesus stuff again. And so he ended up taking a couple stacks and giving it to her. She like, I don't want no handout. He say, this from Little Murder. And so it pretty much, he probably was lying. Now at the end, they ask her where she going. She said east, but she pointed the wrong direction. So they don't know. They know something is up with her, and they just don't know what. Now, it's time for some real talk. Now, as far as this episode, I think it's a pretty good episode, and the show is interesting. It's showing a kind of a serious side of what these ladies go through. Like in the beginning, when you see Mercedes, she's actually practicing on the pole, and you see his hard work. It goes into it. Man, there was another part of the filming when she was on Mercedes Sunday and she climbed up to the top. They kind of silenced the episode, and you could hear how hard it is that she got to climb all the way up to the top and doing what she was doing. And you can see today this woman put in a lot of work. And they also showed like this one white girl and how she was saying she slid and how she had a pole burn and stuff. So it showed that it's just not all easy. Get up there and shake your booty and make money, that these girls do put in a lot of work. It was also kind of messed up to see that her mama was not being a good witness to her and using the Lord's name in vain in a way to get money and put a guilt trip on her. And I thought that was unfortunate. And lastly, that situation with Miss Mississippi, I think that that was just pathetic. Any guy that's beating on a woman or whatever, I think that's weak. And I mean, I can understand why dude would want to take him out, but that ain't gonna really be, that's two wrongs, and that ain't gonna make things right. I think she do need to find a way to get out of that relationship, and it'll be interesting to see how that works out, because at the end of the episode, she was getting back in the car with dude again. And so, I mean, I just hope that she's able to get out of that situation and everybody is still alive at the end. So what are your thoughts on this episode? And if you all are wondering, it's not a nudity filled show. They had very few scenes of nudity, a couple flashes of some boobies, and they showed this dude's booty cheeks. But other than that, it's not a nudity filled show, and it's not something over top or comedic. It's kind of a serious, dramatic look inside of the behind the scenes world of what some of these women go through. So I don't know, what are your thoughts? You interested to watch the show? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.